Hi, my beautiful sunshiny friends. Welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. Okay, in today's video we are starting off our March slow stitching sampler series, and we're going to be using the purple bird and floral kit, and I'm also going to be using the stick and stitch paper, and we're going to work on a beautiful bird and rose image that was a drawing that my daughter did. So come on over to my craft table with me and let's get started. Alright, to get started, I want to show you what I will be working on this month in addition to my vintage hanky quilt, which I am going to be adding a bird to one of the quilt blocks for this project for the month. And the purple bird and floral slow stitch kit that is in my Etsy shop comes with the flower template and the bird template. Now this one I've already, it's already on a iron-on fusible web, and you can use any material you want. So the purple bird is what I have right here. I just wanted to show you the cardboard cut cardstock template that comes with the kit. The bird is a cardstock template as well. And this is how I used the kit for my cover. I did one of my soft books for my embroidery stitches and my slow stitching. So this whole front is an applique technique and slow stitching for the cover. And then inside are 3 signatures made out of felt as the foundation, and then I have layered fabric and different lace and trims to it, all kinds of thicknesses, and stitched some of this in place. Embellishments that I'm going to be adding later are on each page. So the yo-yo that's going to go there, these buttons that are going to go on this page somewhere. So that's the first signature. The second signature, each one is different, and I've added elements that I have picked up along the way from other YouTubers and slow stitchers here that we have in the community. I love getting things from around the world, and so that's what I've been adding in, some different embroidery pieces, linen pieces that I have picked up in addition to my own fabric design. So this is the second signature, and I love this sheer fabric that I added here. Let me pull this over so you can see that. So this, as you can see, is very sheer with like a very beautiful lavender glitter on here. And then the third signature here is the bird here again, and vintage buttons. This is the bird house, and other little crochet and lace elements, some organza right here. My tiny house I put on this page. One of my labels from my Sunshine Makers Club. More vintage buttons. Another piece of the linen is going to go on this page. And then a vintage button that is made out of a broken piece of china. So this is just, just to give you an idea. And then as I start to add the embroidery stitches to each page, then that's what really makes these come to life. Here's a little cluster I made here, just gathered fabric. And then I will attach each one of these pages with a piece of a felt, and then that piece will get sewn to the edge, the page, the center of the page, and then that gets sewn to this spine piece. So I have the spine piece right here still. But this, we're going to work on this book this month as well, together, page by page, adding embroidery stitches together so you can practice your embroidery stitches with me. And then, this is just laying out the foundation for this month and what we're going to be doing together. And then another addition for this month is going to be using that stick and stitch paper that I mentioned earlier. And each of my kits comes with a stick and stitch pattern as well. So you get the flower on a stick and stitch paper and the bird on a stick and stitch paper, I believe. I'm trying to think if I have that printed out on that paper. I thought I did. Anyway, I know you get the cardboard. The tiny house, I don't have the stick and stitch. The heart, I believe I have the stick and stitch with that kit. The teapot and the teacup, I do have the stick and stitch. I know, I remember I have that there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do some embroidery with you, some actual stitching with you in a video. I haven't done this in a while, and I thought this was high time to do this. And what I'm going to do, what this is going to be, is just an embellishment, an element that I can add to one of my pages. And I'm just using it, putting it on a white cotton neutral fabric, and then so that the stitches will really stand out. I might fill it in with satin stitches. So the first thing I'm going to do is outline the whole bird. I'm going to use a variety of blues for this. This is a blue bird. This is what my daughter drew. And then for the rose, I'm going to do a pink and then outline it with a darker pink here. And then when I get to the leaf, then I'll do a variation of green in the stem as well. And then the eye obviously will probably be black, and I don't know, for the iris, you know, will be the black and the other. And then for the beak, I'll probably do a yellow. So we're going to do the whole thing. And there's a little ribbon right here, and this is a bow. So I want to show you how easy it is to use this. And I don't need her signature and copyright on this. So what I'm going to do is trim it down. So I need to trim it here because I just want the bird piece on my fabric. So I know when I printed this and everything, it came out larger, but I don't need all this. And I can save this, and I can use a fabric marker and draw something on it, and then use this for another project. So don't throw away your scraps of this paper when you have something like that. I mean, it could be a mushroom, a little, you know, flower, any other little element that I come across that I want to add. Now there's a peel off section. Let me see. Okay, up here at the top. So up here I don't want to trim this because this will make it difficult for me to peel it. So I want to make sure I leave it where I can peel it easily. So this down here can be trimmed down a little bit more. And then again with this, I could do a vine and draw that on there and then use that. So I'm going to save every little scrap of this because I've got lots of ideas for it. Okay, so that looks good right there in that corner. There's two types of the stick and stitch paper. One that comes with the adhesive backing and one that does not. I have both, and depending on which one I used, I give a little instruction sheet in with the kits, and then it tells you if you have the one that you can peel off, then that's the adhesive, stick it on. If you have the one that doesn't peel off, then you pin it on. So it's no biggie, just easy to do. And then when I'm all done, the beautiful thing about this paper is it's water soluble. So when I'm all through with the stitching, you take it to your sink, rinse it with warm water until all this paper dissolves away. You can rub it with your fingers because it'll leave a residue. And you just keep rubbing it until you get all the white off. And then it dries perfect. It absolutely looks really nice. Okay, so I want to start off with outlining, and I want to use this darker blue. And so, you know, we'll just go along and see how far we can go. I have my lunch cooking, but I can always pause the video and come back, and you will never know how long I was gone, will you? Okay, so I like to use 3 strands. So there's 6 pieces, 6 strands, but I peel off 3. And I use an embroidery needle. And then I leave a little bit of a short piece at the top, and then I tie the tail. So I'm still only using the 3 strands. If you were to double it and tie a knot, then you're going to be using 6 strands. And that's really going to be hard to get through. Okay, so definitely always want to come in from the back. And doing this in front of a window is really nice because then you can see the outline even better. The light comes through, and then that helps me also to guide my needle. And I'm going to use like just a stem stitch, maybe a back stitch. So just a variety of stitches, but this is just a basic easy stitch. And for the stem stitch, you just want to come back up into the little bit of the strands that you just did. Sometimes it might be beside it a little bit, but that's okay. And that just covers up so that you're not seeing segmented pieces of your stitching. So I try to come in as closely as I can to the middle of those threads, but like I said, you know, I don't stress about my stitches. I don't, you know, I mean, unless it's a really big bad boo-boo, I don't worry about it, and I just go on, and I will eventually, and as you can see here, I don't always use an embroidery hoop. So I do have a 4-inch embroidery hoop, and I don't even know if this would be the right, if it would, you know, fit that or not, but I just hold the piece and stitch. I let it, you know, wrinkle because I can iron it when I'm all through. It's okay. Okay, so that's the beginning of the outline of this wing, and then I will come in with satin stitching and fill it in. Now this is going to be interesting because she has some really fine lines drawn here to really outline this wing, and so it's going to be tricky, and those might come in really close when I'm doing this outline, but we'll just see how it goes. And what I like to do as well is when it's a longer piece that I'm drawing, you know, that I'm filling in, that I'm outlining with this, is break it up, if I were to go the whole length, then it might not lay exactly as straight as I would like it to. Okay, so now we're going to just come in this little tippy top of the wing, and I'm going to just do some real short stitches just to outline, and I'm not going to meet up with where the last stitch left off. I'm going to come down a little bit to form a peak, a point, and be able to give that a little bit more dimension. And I want to go just above the stitch that I made before. Again, do you see now how that gives that point a more dimension? If I would have put it right on the other stitch, it would have just been, it would not have looked right. So now I'm going to come down, so there's like a really fine line here, and one just, I mean, a hair's width away from it. So I don't know, we're going to give it a try. But I've always wanted to do embroidery with her artwork. And since this month I was doing the bird and floral kit of mine, I said, well, you know what? I am going to go ahead and add the one of my daughters that I had on the stick and stitch paper. Now what I'm doing is I'm going down both sides of what is the drawing here. It's so light that you're not going to be able to see that until I hold it up at the end. But what I'm doing is I'm just working a little bit down each row of the drawing. I think I'm going to have to cut this. I don't know, should I cut it in one big long piece or cut it here? I think I'll just go ahead and cut it here. I just need to be able to hold the fabric better and work with it. And having to fiddle with that piece, it's not allowing me to do that. I need to move it around, and I couldn't do that. Okay, so there's a line over here. Okay, let me hold that up, see if you can see that. So can you see all these lines really close to each other right here? Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. So if the ones that are just too close, I'll just do the one, and it'll still look good. You won't even know. So unless I pointed it out to you, you would never know, because it will still look very natural with the way I'm going to do it. And again, I'm going just a little ways past the other stitch so that it's not so cut off. It doesn't just have such a sharp stopping point. So I want to leave room for me to be able to come and fill in. Okay, that looks nice. So you see, I like this here, so it's giving it the wing definition. But there was another really fine line down in there, so it's just too close. But this one next to it is far enough away for me to be able to give it some dimension. And the other thing, keep in mind, when you're working on the one that has the adhesive backing, going through the glue, it is a little bit, you know, you feel that resistance, let me put it that way, versus if it were just the paper type without adhesive, it would go through. So I am having to put a little bit more force to push my needle through, and I'm still trying to get into the center of this thread, but it just wants to go on either side. It's not cooperating like I want it, but it's okay. All right, where does this one go? Okay, all the way up here. So I'm going to try to see how does this look when I do it like, okay, oh, I like that. All right, very nice. Okay, it curved naturally just the way I wanted it to do. Beautiful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here at the top of this next point. Absolutely beautiful. I'm already loving this definition that the wing is taking. Absolutely beautiful. And once I add the lighter colored thread, it's really going to look nice. And I'm just following the drawing. Very nice. Really pretty. Okay, so that's the first side of the wing. Now I'm going to do this area here that just, again, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. And then it stops right here. And then the body picks up here, the tail, the other side of the body, and then the second wing picks up here, and then right here. Okay, and then this is the rest of the body here, and then of course the head. So isn't that beautiful? I just love how this is already looking. Very, very happy with that. And I think that this project for the month is going to turn out really nice. And we're going to have a lot of fun working on that, as well as in this slow stitch soft book. And again, this one is in the shop along with the pink one. So I want to attach this yo-yo. I've had that thing floating around for quite a while now, and I just need to thread one of these needles. Find which one is. Okay, here we go. I already have one threaded, and I do want to add, I don't know what's going on with that. Okay. It's like another piece of thread got caught up with its tail. Okay, there we go. All right. I want to put a button in the center of this. So I just really did not have, attached it because I wanted that. But I have to be careful with doing this because I don't want to go through to the other sides. This is really going to be an interesting, I may wind up gluing this down is what it's looking like to me now. So what I want to do is go ahead and add the button. So let me see if I have a nice button here. What else do I have? I don't want, that's just too tall. I don't want that on there. Okay, let me see if I have any button floating around in this little container here. Don't remember. see. Okay, let me see. Ooh, this is one of my really pretty iridescent. I don't know if you can see all the pink and purple and that green. So that might be, I might like that versus a white one, because you know it's already got a lot of white. Let me see. Okay, or no, that one I don't believe is going to be. No, that's not the right, that's not the one I want. Okay. This could be a possibility. Or it's like just a let's see what we have here. Everything is going everywhere. I don't think this has purple in here. Not that it needs to be purple, but this is not the right purple for that. Wrong color purple. That's just kind of too dark as well. That might be all right. Very, like a very, very, very soft, very soft. I don't know, would that consider lilac, lavender? Okay, I think I like that. All right, so we'll go with that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the yo-yo and then we will glue it into place. All right, that was easy to do. Now I'm going to put a blob of glue. Hoo hoo hoo. Ooh, I don't know if that's too much, but anyway. Okay. A little blob of glue goes a long way. So I am going to give this a little press. And while that is setting up, let me show you a beautiful card that I made. Isn't that pretty? Love this. This was actual die cut shapes. I stamped it here, stamped that. This was a die cut here. This piece here was die cut, and then just blank on the inside and the envelope, which I will decorate the flap. Isn't that pretty? I love having beautiful cards to send with orders and just to give to friends. But I said, you know, that's one of my enjoyments, and I love putting cards together. And so I said, why not start including those in with orders to my customers, writing a thank you note on. Isn't that cheerful? Isn't that pretty? And I'm just really been enjoying this slow stitching sampler series. We started off January with a tiny house. I love that. And February was our heart wreath. I really liked coming up with the variation of using the elements with the little banner that I made, the little hexagon shape, made the little banner. That I think turned out really cute. And so now for this month, just, you know, already had the cover ready to go for you guys with this purple bird and floral theme. Love that theme. And now working on this kit so that you can see how to put one of these books together and just how easy it is to do. And you get the felt cut to the size, you get the cover. All you have to do is start adding the fabrics that come in the kit to your foundation to make your cover, and then your pages, start adding the fabric to those pages, and then you know, just in whatever fashion, you know, the supplies that you get, put them in whatever fashion, whatever order that you want. And so now with the rest of the month, what you're going to be seeing me do is adding embroidery stitches and different elements to each one of these pages, each one of the signatures, and then putting the hinge on it and then attaching it to the spine and then attaching it to the cover. So we're going to do all of that together with this book. And so I thought this would be a really great opportunity for you all to see how to do it. And then if you want to get the kit and follow along with me, get your supplies and follow along with me, whichever is you choose is going to be great. Okay, so now that finally took care of this first page of that signature. So I'm going to set that over here, and let's go back to our little bluebird. Isn't it fun to mix things up, you know? Kind of get bored working on the same piece all the time. And so you stop and you go to work on another little piece. And then you can come back and work on another little piece. Okay, I'm going to turn on the fan. Here in Florida, I'm in Central Florida, and we are back in the 80s today. Very cloudy, but high humidity because we're going to be getting rain. So it did rain last night, and right here where I'm located, it's not raining. But I don't know what time tonight it's going to start raining again. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow and Sunday, so we'll see. And this room, my craft room, is a warmer room, the warmest in the house. So when I'm in here in the summer months, I definitely have to have some air circulation. Cannot. And thankfully I have a ceiling fan that I can turn on. So that keeps me comfy. Alright, I'm thinking on this one, let me see if I can go over here. I don't want to go above it on this drawing. Oh, okay. Oh, that turned out good. Oh, I like that. Wonderful. Looks really nice. Okay, right here is another little junction of that wing. It's going to be so beautiful when it's done. I can't wait to show her. And say, look at how beautiful your artwork looks as embroidery, baby. Okay. Now here, I'm wondering, it goes all the way down there. Let me see. Alright, so let's start. Where is it? There we go. And now I've got to bring it all the way down here. Oh, I like that. Alright, now we got to start it here. This part. Alright, now to get this point definition. Aha, I like it. All right, turned out very nice. Okay, so now we're gonna, there's just like a little teeny tiny bridge right here. Gonna make like a little dash. Okay. Connecting that wing. And then now I can come over here. Just where those two intersect. Okay. That's what was happening. Okay. Now I can come down here. Ah, this is so enjoyable. Okay, so now that just about has that first wing outlined. So I just have this one little section here, come right here, and then a little bit of a loop here. I think it, yeah, okay, it does continue right here. Okay, so I got to come down here, kind of loops up like in a scallop. So I will finish that up, and then in the next video I will fill this in with you. So I will save it and we will do it here together so that you're seeing all these stitches. Isn't that looking beautiful already? Oh, I just love it. So excited. Can you just tell my excitement? I'm just absolutely happy, happy, happy with this. Happy with the soft book and working on this with you all. So this is just going to be a wonderful month. Now, another surprise that I mentioned in my last video is a collaboration that I am doing with my friend who has a YouTube channel as well. And we are going to do a swap and make a foundation piece, a landscape foundation piece, and swap them with each other and then finish them. So I'm going to get started right now in the just picking out what I'm going to use, just the elements that I'm going to use. And I want to have it be, okay, Lynda gave me the size of the foundation, which is a 6x8, and then the framing could be a 5x7. All right, cut that little smidgen off. And I think I'm going to use this neutral white as my foundation piece and then do the landscaping on top of it. Okay, so 6x8, let me think. All right, so let me measure this from this point. Okay, this is 6 inches right here. Yeah, and then another 7, 8 would be right about here. Okay, so let me get my ruler and cut this evenly. All right, so I have cut out a 6x8 inch piece of white cotton fabric. And I am going to leave it right here, and then I'm going to gather and figure out what I want to use for the background to create a landscape on here, and then I will send that to Lynda. And then in the next video, it will be me putting together those pieces onto this foundation piece to send her. Now keep in mind, this is just the foundation. This is not for me to do any stitching onto it at all other than to attach it to this back piece, and then it's up to her to add to that, and when I receive hers, the same thing. So this has been such a fun collaboration just to start off with. I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope that you're going to participate in my March extravaganza, and follow along as we're decorating in our soft book, decorating the pages. Follow along as we are embroidering, practicing embroidery stitches with our bluebird, and follow along with me on this collaboration. And I hope you will join in, and leave me a comment below and let me know which one of these projects has inspired you, and that if you're going to join in on any of these, and I would really love that. And if you come by my Etsy shop, just send me a quick message and let me know that you found me from my YouTube videos. I really love that when my customers reach out to me that way. It just helps me to know that my channel is making a difference and it's inspiring others, and that's that I've done what I set out to do. So this is going to really be a fun month of activities here on my channel, and I know that you're going to enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying it, and you will come along with me on the little journey. So stay safe and keep creating in the sunshine, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.